Hi, my name is Lindsay. I am a pharmacy student and I wanted to go over and talk about my journey with my hormonal acne and where I've gotten to today, as well as what I've used in the past and what is currently working for me. I have been dealing with acne since I was probably in 6th, 7th grade. So for a long time. It's been over 10 years that I've been dealing with it. So I understand the struggle. And I first kind of just would get the breakouts, the white heads, the black heads, but that was kind of it. And it did the whole all over face. But then when I went on doxycycline, which was the first antibiotic that I ever took when I went to the dermatologist, and I did the benzo face wash, my skin got so dry, but it didn't really do anything. And I was on that for 2 years. So then I did a couple other antibiotics, and then I went to Bactrim, which is actually the reason why I became a pharmacist, because having so many antibiotics thrown at me and just kind of giving up and doing whatever my dermatologist told me that he recommended, and I had a really bad allergic reaction and it was terrifying. I was in high school by this time because I had given up and stopped going to the dermatologist and stopped taking my medicine because I just couldn't do it anymore. Nothing was helping. My mental health was getting very low. I had tried Proactive, and I'm talking in the mall where it was in a vending machine. Did nothing. I don't like Proactive. That did nothing for me. But I was at a low point because nothing was working. And dermatologist basically was just kind of like, here's an antibiotic, here's an antibiotic. So when I had my allergic reaction, and I've never been allergic to anything or reacted that way, and I'm talking all over hives, like whole body looked like polka dots. And my lips were swollen, and I was just kind of freaking out at that point because then I was having a difficult time breathing. But went to the doctor's emergency clinic, and then I met a pharmacist who was showing me, hey, you might be allergic to sulfa drugs, but it was working for you, and that's why you were so excited. Because it was working. And then I was devastated because the thing that was working was basically killing me. So that was scary. But he talked to me about topicals and how to test in patches and how important it actually is to test in patches. But this person who was so knowledgeable, who I just never really considered or ever thought about, had so much insight on this. So then I kind of changed gears a little bit, and I went to the doctors and I asked for blood work, because I said nothing's working. I have done everything, nothing is working. All the drugs that they give you for antibiotics, nothing was working. And because I was so young, I didn't really want to do Accutane because it was scary. But when I got my blood work back, I found out I actually have PCOS and I have hormonal acne. So that was why nothing was working, because it wasn't targeting the cause. It wasn't really the bacteria that was causing my acne. It's my hormones. I have very high testosterone. So I went on birth control first. Kind of helped. Obviously still not enough. But then I did my first round of Accutane. And that was the clearest my skin has ever been. Like, beautiful and clear, and it was supple because I was hydrating the heck out of it, because they don't joke when they say that you will be a Sahara Desert dry. Like, drink your water. Aquaphor is your best friend. Aquaphor, I can't tell you how much Aquaphor saved me. And I'm talking slugging sometimes as like a little bit of a treatment when after I would put on like a heavy cream before bed. Then I would take off the Aquaphor just because I didn't want to go to bed with it, and because it can clog your pores if you do have acne prone skin. So I would only do it a little bit just to kind of lock in some moisture. And then when I stopped Accutane, acne came back. And as you can tell, it is only cheeks down. So I didn't know what to do because I did Accutane. I didn't want to go on it again just because it's such a big drug, and I have nothing against it. It's just because it's not as bad, I didn't want to. So I wanted to focus on my health and go back to what I was learning from that pharmacist and what I was learning in school. And that's when I found SkinVite. And at first it was just, it has all these beneficial anti-inflammatory, all the ingredients are super natural. And I wanted to just give it a go because I know hormonal acne kind of is a very, very, very internal and less what you put on, because what you put on does very much help, but it's what I'm eating, it's what's on my insides, it's my gut health, it's my stress levels. So I have it right here. I am about to go on to my 3rd month, but I am currently on my 2nd, and I'll put my 1st month pictures from before when I first started and where I was after my 1st month. Is exam week, so I'm very stressed out. So I do have a couple breakouts, but I do have treatments that I do use as well as this. But I have noticed that when I stop taking this, it's like game changer. I guess I can definitely tell because I'm not getting that probiotic. I'm not getting those anti-inflammation. I'm noticing I'm not focusing on my health. I'm just kind of gearing away personally because it's school, but everything is vegan and it is so cool getting to learn in school how things that say they're natural and things that say that they're non-GMO, and there's like ways people can get around it when they manufacture something. So getting to look at the ingredients and seeing like organic turmeric root powder, and then apple cider, organic apple cider, fruit vinegar powder, like everything is so from the root, like ginger root powder, like you're not missing any of that nutrients that you would get kind of where, if you think of broccoli, the stem is where everything is. So this has the stem of broccoli basically, is how I think of it. Like nothing is missing. And then it also has a probiotic, and it has green tea leaf extract. It has the organic chloral cracked cell wall powder, which is basically that green stuff, the chlorophyll that they would put in the water that is just way too minty for me. Could not do it. That's in here, but as a pack. And there's no gross aftertaste, which I cannot take multivitamins for the life of me. They just make my stomach so upset. I still take these with food just because I am so traumatized by multivitamins and like feeling like I'm gonna throw up. So I always use this with food. So I take it with my breakfast just because it's easier to remember, but you can take this at any time. Nighttime, sometimes your stomach can get a little queasy if you take any vitamins, so I would recommend just taking it before bed, like before you go to sleep, kind of with dinner and everything. But you only take 2 capsules, and there's a whole month supply for literally 15 bucks, which is the cheapest and most affordable that I've ever found anything. And let me tell you, I've looked at everything. Like everything you could think of. I looked at the Korean skincare. I've looked at all these ingredients and all these different products, and everything is topical, because the moment you go to something that you would take a pill, it's so expensive. So it's been crazy how this one thing has made such a difference, and how I notice that I think more about what I'm eating when I take it, just because I know that in here it's natural and healthy, and it doesn't have any of that fake stuff or bad stuff in it. I like genuinely notice that when I reach for it, remember it, I'm actually making sure to eat food that has like omega-3 in it, and all these other healthy things that are so beneficial for my body and my skin. But the other thing that is also important is how you take care of the outside. But I use something I try to stick very non-drying, and I try to stick to stuff that actually doesn't have a lot of chemicals in it. So I use my face washes veining cream. This was what I started when, hi Beanie. That's my cat. I started using this when I was on Accutane, and it helped a lot with the dry skin. It doesn't dry you out. There's no alcohols. Like it's a really gentle cleanser. And my dermatologist had personally recommended it over this CeraVe, so I've just always stuck with it. And that's been like 4 years now. And then they also have a daily moisturizer, and it doesn't really have anything in it, but it has the hyaluronic acid and ceramides, and it's for sensitive skin, and it's very hydrating, and I don't notice my skin getting oily or anything. Like, I don't have anything on besides this and my SPF. That's it. And then I also, for treatments, I will do the ordinary rosehip oil at night, just because I'm really all about hydration. So much so, because a lot of times people don't really think about it, but when you actually look into a lot of the causes of what causes you to make extra face oils, it's because your skin is so dry that it's trying to help itself, and it's like, oh crap, like I need something, so I'm gonna make it. So if you give it, it's not gonna make the extra stuff. And then I also use the ordinary zinc and niacinamide, because this has zinc and niacinamide in it, but topical and internal very much help, because this helps with the inflammation from inside, and then this helps kind of calm the outside, and it also helps with your pores and any of the blackheads. And for my treatments, I basically will just do spot treatments. I take a Q-tip and put the benzo cream on it, and I'll just dab it only on my pimples, only on the actives. That is it. So not only is the rosehip hydrating, but it also helps with the fading. SPF is so important no matter what. And also, because you get vitamin C, and there is 300 or 3,000 micrograms of vitamin C. Vitamin C is sensitive to the sun. This is nowhere near close as Accutane. Nowhere near those. Like, you have to be high levels of vitamin A to get crazy and like burn super quick. But fading marks, SPF. Because you don't think about it, you just kind of think tan, but no, it actually makes your spots darker. So niacinamide to help calm it and kind of help with that inflammation. Then you have your internal inflammation, but I can't tell you how crazy this has been. Like, my skin is insane. Like, this is me stressed out. This was not me stressed out before. Me stressed out was I was crying just washing my face. And that was on the daily. But when I would get stressed out after Accutane, I still would get these pimples that were under my skin, and you couldn't really see them, but they were like lumps, and I would cry because it hurt, and I was tearing up so bad because I couldn't even touch my face. And I do have the SkinVite for my hair, skin, and nails. It does have a lot of the vitamins that are in this one, but even when you compare the ingredients, you can see that it focuses on your acne, and it focuses on inflammation and wanting to balance everything internally. And the fact it has a probiotic in it is just even better, because now that's just one less pill I have to take, because I try to take omega-3 with this just because it doesn't have omega-3 in it, and omega-3 is really, really good for your skin. It's like elasticity and like it's hydration. So the fact that I can cut it down to just these two capsules is so cool. And I'll show you what they look like. They look like this. So they're not that big, and there's no taste and there's no smell. so they don't stink, which is like even better, because I don't know if you've ever smelled multivitamins, but I'll just tell you, they smell so bad, like really bad. But yeah, that's my whole journey with acne. I have tried every single antibiotic under the sun for years. I gave up because it was so bad, and I understand the mental health. Like, people don't think about it. And I remember talking to my mom when I started Accutane and I was seeing a difference, and she was like, wow, I didn't know your face, like your skin was that bad. I was like, yeah, I look at it every day in the mirror. And then I would avoid mirrors because I didn't want to look at it. I have barely any photos. Okay, I had to dig to find these photos because I refused to take a selfie, and I refused to keep it. And if it was a selfie, there was a filter on it, or I edited it. And my mom would like go on my Instagram and go, oh, but your skin looks good here. And I was like, yeah, because I edited it. You think I was gonna post a picture with my skin looking the way it did when I felt bad and like crappy about it? Heck no. So the fact that I don't have to go on Accutane or a medicine and it's controlling my skin this much, because none of this is active besides this little part right here and like one over here, but that is because it's exam week, and as we know, exams are super stressful. But the fact that I'm just dealing with marks that are slowly going away, because it takes time. Like when you start stuff, the fact that I even saw something in a month was like mind-blowing, because people don't really think about how long it takes to treat something that is a wound, and the marks and scars. It can take 2 to 3 months just for you to feel like you're seeing a significant difference. You might notice that things stop, but 1 month, my active acne stopped from like every day, because I have acne every single day. And then when I started SkinVite, all my active acne stopped. I would get it around my period, around stress, but it was like 1 or 2. As you can tell, maybe 1. Yeah, 1, 2. That's it. And the other thing is knowing that it was hormonal, which you can tell, because if you draw a line from under my nose, I have no active acne up here. It's all down here. It's all on my chin. All on here. So if you have acne on your neck, on your chin, on your jawline, maybe go to the doctors and ask for blood work just to see where your levels are at. But then you know that this is really going to help you balance. This is going to help you balance in general if you have any inflammation. But this is absolutely it. Like, I love this product. I will forever use this product just because it is so natural, and I can get all these ingredients that I know I might kind of lack in my diet, because kind of like Chick-fil-A a lot, but we know that Chick-fil-A is not that crazy healthy. There's a lot of not good things in that Chick-fil-A, but it's so good. But I know I can get it from this, and I know that I am targeting my acne and inflammation, and I like take pictures now and don't put a filter on it, and I actually like how I look, and I feel good about myself, which to me is like the most important thing. And the fact that this is so simple to take is even better. For 15 bucks, where can you find something that is, one, healthy? Yeah, I'm just leave it there. When can you find something that's healthy that is affordable? Thank you for your time. Thank you for listening to my journey, and I hope you try SkinVite, because I will promise you, from somebody who's been struggling with mental health and how I feel about myself, and trying everything and feeling like I just want to give up, I will forever stand by this, because it is helping me just not be in pain and me like how I look. I am happy now.